The prospect of a reward is a good motivation for any kind of work, especially with the harsh economic realities of our times today. I do not think that there are so many people who would want to work for anyone for free. Even those who do free work do so with the consciousness of a reward of some sort in the future, whether here on earth or in heaven. Work will always precede the reward. There is no way you will be rewarded for doing nothing. Rather, your inactivity can only reap you consequences. When you engage in business, your sole aim is to maximize profit. That profit is your reward. If you're a farmer, you sow seeds with the hope that you will harvest crops of fruits. Rather, rewards are basically the outcome of every fruitful endeavour of our daily lives. Many people have worked without getting the reward that they are supposed to get. This leads to frustration, distrust, depression, and loss of motivation. Anyone who has worked is entitled to the reward that is commensurate to that work. Some people have been unfortunate to work under bosses or colleagues that exploited or cheated them. The fear of what has happened to them will make them wary of working wholeheartedly. Yet, one truth that remains and will never change is that God is a rewarder. The Bible makes this expressly clear in Hebrews 11 verse 6, that, but without faith it is impossible to walk with God and please Him, for whoever comes near to God must necessarily believe that God exists and that He rewards those who earnestly and diligently seek Him. God exists, and He always rewards people for their good deeds. There is no way you will engage with or do something for good, and then He will fail to pay you according to your deeds. God is never a wicked and callous taxmaster. What you are worth is what you will get. Again, God only rewards those whose works please Him. You will not expect to get a reward if the work you do does not please the person for who you have worked for. What will make any work pleasing to God is the faith you have in His person and trust you have in Him, that He will reward you accordingly. Anyone who works for God must be totally convinced, beyond any reasonable doubt, that God will surely reward him or her. Are you a believer, a good soldier of God, consistently fighting the good fight of faith? If you have toiled away in God's house all these years, and you are still awaiting your reward, there is an encouragement for you in Hebrews chapter 6 verse 10. For God is not unjust. He will not forget how hard you have worked for Him, and how you have shown your love to Him by caring for others as you still do. God has not forgotten your service of love. He sees all that you do, even in the secret. He knows that you reach out to people to encourage and build them up in their walk with Him. He hears every earnest prayer you whisper for the church, the society, the government, the unbelievers, the sick, the lost, the grieving, your neighbors, your friends. Every single cry He hears. He knows He can entrust sacred things into your care. Be steadfast in the good things you do. God views them as direct obedience and service to Him. More than anything, Satan wants for God's army to lose such a formidable soldier as yourself. Don't let it happen. Don't stop. Don't give up. God is aware of all you do. He is intentional and careful of all that concerns you. He stores up your reward for you. He keeps to His words. He is not a man that He can lie. It pays handsomely to trust in God's answer. Be strong at heart. Be courageous. Rest easy. Be confident. God will never forget you, and that's a promise. Many times, our good deeds are the things we do for friends, family members, and colleagues. Yet, God considers every of these acts as services to Him. You must not wait until you see God before you do any good deed. Hardly would you ever see God in your entire life. But the very least you do for the most common man on the street is a service to God, which He will never forget to reward. He may not be the beneficiary of the good deed, but He will be the rewarder. God considers every act of love to others as a good deed to Him. And if you do any good deed from a pure heart and conscience, you are actually lending to God. Whoever lends to God should never doubt that God will pay back. And God always rewards in many folds. He will never under-reward you. Rather, His reward will be over and above what you think you are due. God usually looks beyond our good deeds to the heart doing them. In other words, intention matters more to God than the action itself. When you do those good deeds to others out there, what are the reasons behind them? Is it for show off? Do you merely want people to see what you are doing and lavish praises, accolades, and encomiums on you? Beyond good deeds, check your heart. Question your intentions. Scrutinize your motivations. Jesus regularly condemned the Pharisees for making a show of their spiritual good deeds. In fact, He added by telling them that as far as rewards are concerned, they have received them already. Sadly, the rewards are not from God. So you have a choice to make. It is a choice of where your reward will come from. Is it from men or God? Finally, as we have already established, not every good deed will be rewarded. The reason is simple. God doesn't only consider the deed, He also looks at all of the processes leading to the accomplishment of the deed. You cannot expect God to reward you for stealing to help a poor woman. While helping is good, the process that culminates into the good act is bad. So beware of trying to do beyond what your strength and resources will allow you to do. Never forget that it is not man that gives the ultimate reward, but God.